Well, guys, it's a Wednesday evening, and suddenly I get a notification on Discord, and they dropped a public update preview for us. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is just taking a quick look at this. And I know a lot of people will be making these types of videos, but specifically because I am more free-for-all focused and team game and all that stuff, while I will mention 1v1 things, I will definitely have a focus on more late game things, so that's what we'll do here today. Let's get into it. Build info, public update preview, January update. So not February, this is for January. So I guess that means it'll probably come out next week or week after that. With today's launch, hello explorers, with today's launch of the public update preview, we're making the first build available for an early hands look at the work being done for the upcoming January update. As part of this process, we'll be updating the build with additional fixes, so this is the thread to watch. This is where we'll provide any notes or changes that are worth paying attention to, and we'll update that information as newer builds come online. Keep an eye on this thread for more information throughout the public update preview. Below a list of preliminary fixes that are prepping for this release, blah blah blah. One thing I notice is that it says we'll be updating the build with additional fixes. I'm assuming that has to do with like stability and performance things. So this might be all the content update we get is what's in here, but they might add fixes. So I just going off that wording, that might be just improper wording, but I assume any type of content things is all we'll have here. So stability and performance, yeah, good stuff. UI, add some icons and different things, fix some icons and change some colors, all good. Sound, the following cards now play a jingle upon arrival: Marvelous Year and British Grenadiers, which is a new card. Marvelous Year is obviously not new. And Georgian Hussars now speak Georgian, so that's going to be a fun thing to test. Some graphic changes here. Specifically, something that looks cool here is the upgraded spies now wear a historical mask. So that seems pretty cool. Artillery now takes 3 seconds to embark on ships. Honestly, a good change. If you've been watching any Lionheart videos, he has abused that some, and it's pretty crazy. Like, it's a little OP, I would definitely say. Walls now cost increased additional +4 wood, so walls now cost 10 wood. Absolutely love this. Destroy walls as much as possible. Thank you. Handshock infantry, just fixed a couple things there. Stagger mode. If you know stagger mode, it spreads out your units, but if you have too many units, it would like smash them all together. That has now been fixed. They will now, even if you have a large group, they will still spread out. So that's good. Galleon-like ships will now take less damage from culverins, and any ships that can train units will do that as well. Outlaws have a new tag icon, so things that have multipliers against outlaws, you'll now be able to see that. Wuku Ronin, speed increase. Tatar archers, this is for me, rate of fire improved to 1.2 from 1.25. So just better overall, and damage multiplier reverted to 2.5 from 2. So they were nerfed from 1 rate of fire, which was sad, but now they are buffed back to 1.25, but now they're buffed back to 1.2, and they increase their artillery multiplier, so that's good. Mountain troops, House of Wittelsbach, I'm assuming, reduce the promotion's benefits, so they won't be quite as good. Which is probably good. They're a little bit broken in certain circumstances, or just a little bit too good. I wouldn't say broken, because you couldn't really get many of them. Some Sudanese dervishes, let's see. Nerfs, it looks like, yeah. Oh, but they removed some negative. Okay, so the dervishes now have less damage, less range resist, I think, but they don't have negative multipliers against infantry, artillery, and villagers. And their ranged multiplier against heavy infantry is reduced, and their speed is increased. So a little bit of a change there. I think that's good. So a little bit nerfed to damage and range resist, but better versus certain units. Cards of Technology, Advanced Artillery. That's the H3 card that enables mortars. Now also sends 1 mortar, so turtle civs are going to get wrecked. Bastion Redoubts City Walls now slows down wall production time by an additional 30% up to 80%, 70 cents for Redoubts. So this just means your walls will build slower now after that second upgrade, which is a good thing. So again, nerfing the wall spam. Golden Reiter. This ability now, or Ritter, I'm not sure how you say that. This ability now increases cavalry armor by plus 15%, down from plus 20. A little bit strong, so that's good. Arrow Knight speed increased to 4 from 3.75. Now, if you remember last patch, they gave them the heavy infantry tag, basically making them weak versus skirmishers, which I really disliked, especially because skirmishers, anyone could catch up to them and just wreck them. So that speed increase is good, and they increased their multiplier against artillery and made them have a less of a negative multiplier against cavalry. So while, yes, they're weak to skirmishers now, as well as culverins, they will do more damage versus artillery and cavalry than they used to. So I think overall that's good. I think all of this could just be undone. I think all of this is unnecessary, and they could have just reverted the heavy infantry. But I guess they're going to stick with the heavy infantry, so if they're going to stick with this, this is a good change. Good little buff. British improved grenades and grenade rifles, age 3 and age 4. Cards removed and effects merged into new British Grenadier card. So that's the grenade launchers cards, age 3, the thing that gives Grenadiers plus 2 range, as well as like a better animation where they just shoot. And the age 4 card that buffs your Grenadiers attack, especially versus building. Both of those are removed, and they're combined into one new age 3 card, which gives that jingle as mentioned earlier. And it's going to be combining the grenade launchers card and the age 4 card into one card that is slightly lower damage. So it'll make, especially in 1v1s, this is a push towards using Grenadiers, I think. Or it'll be more helpful because you'll get one card and it'll buff them a good bit and give all their upgrades and such. So that's actually pretty good. I do like that. Yeah, I like that change. But very late game, your Grenadiers will not be as good, although you need less cards, so that's a good thing. So maybe a buff to late game, really. Chinese hand mortar at a 6 extra damage multiplier against siege units, so that means, yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Team Hangy Bridges, age 2, corrected the availability of the card to age 2 from age 1 and updated the icon and name to Team Yongle Infrastructure. Fine with that. Dutch East India Company improves bank HP by 50% from 100% icon updated. I do like that in a way. Okay, Dutch are not very good in 1v1, so they buffed them by making banks basically more available because envoys can build them. But now they're going to be weaker, so I'm not sure how I feel about that overall. I guess this is also a way to basically nerf the new church card that it no longer makes your units slower. The coffee whatever, but makes them banks weaker. So I'm not sure how I feel about this. Belinda Hitim, age 4. Fixed the omission of build limits for Khan Kobe's. Now 20 build limit now scales with additional Khan settlements, so this card's now useless. There's no reason. Why would I send a card that only allows me to build 20? Especially when you send this card, it gives you no units, and you have to upgrade them yourself to H4. So this card's now useless. Unless they don't, if they don't have pop, then it's very useful. But if they do, this card is useless. In my opinion. There's just no tempo or anything, so there's that. I really wish this would be fine, like a build limit of 20 or whatever, if they weren't Akan and Kobe's. Historically, the Belinda Hitim, while yes, they were Akan people, they were not like how the Akan and Kobe's are. They were more like a light infantry unit that were kind of a police force, very different than what this is. So overall, now that card's no longer good, fun for gameplay, but is also still historically inaccurate in a way. So that's whatever. Shotel Warrior, movement speed increased to 6.25, up from 6, so a buff there to Ethiopia. But new team Habesha Kamis. No, I botched that. Sends 3 villagers, so that's just a team 3 villagers. They're adding that to a lot of civs, I guess to balance out team games maybe, which might be a good thing. 7 Jesuit allies now sends 6 conquistadors, down from 7. And the 10 shipment now goes down to 8. So buff to the Shotels, but nerf to the Jesuit shipments. That's probably okay. French team... Team blah blah blah. Name simplified to Team Senegalese Riflemen. I still probably messed that up, but whatever. Name simplification, probably good. Doppelsoldner. Melee attack range is now visible. That's after the church upgrade. Team Cavalry attack effect no longer stacks with Italian equivalent cards, so it's also the French card, I think. Probably a good thing. I could see you getting some crazy good cav units. Haudenosaunee. War Chief Eagle Eye's ability area of effect reduced to 2 from 3. Tomahawk hit points reduced to 145 from 150. Force Prowler train time increased. Ram can now attack units inflicting 10 damage with a 4x multiplier against artillery. Rams continue to prioritize buildings over units. So kind of like what the mortars have, where they can now attack units. But the Ram will be specifically good against artillery, which might... I like that thematically, but it also might make for some fun gameplay. I don't think we'll ever really see it, but there could be moments. Hausa, Fordio Tactics, Age 2. Card moved to Age 3. Non-siege range now gets increased by +2, down from +3. Siege range now increased by +4, up from +3. I don't actually know what that is. But it's like a nerf for Age 2. Oh! This is the Fulani Archer buff, I think. I don't actually know. I should look this up. I'll look it up after. If y'all know, y'all know. Fulani Archer range increased to 18 from 17. So that's a little buff that I feel like is unnecessary. Fulanis are not weak, so yeah. Haraka. Damage multiplier against infantry now applies to heavy infantry only. Thank you. I did not like that unit. Range reduced to 21 in Age 3, down from 23, and increased to 14 in Age 2, from a 12. That seems unnecessary. I mean, I guess the early Age 2 thing will be a little bit better, but I don't think anyone uses that. It's no tempo. Range reduced. I think the heavy infantry is enough. I don't think you need range reduced as well. I find it funny, though, that Harakas... This is something I find funny, is that Harakas are, like, essentially just a better version of the Arrow Knight at this point. It feels like, yes, I guess that you have to commit a little bit more than them, but I don't know. But why do they not have the heavy infantry tag, but Arrow Knights do? I'm not saying that they should have the heavy infantry tag. I'm just saying that Arrow Knights shouldn't either, but I guess we're past that. Plume Spearman, cost increased. Okay, another 10 food. Chimu Runner, cost and train time increase. That's another 5 coin and a few more seconds. That's all fine. Jungle Bowman, poison effects now inflict 50% less damage against heavy cavalry and hand-shock infantry. I like the Chimu Runner and Plume Spearman nerfs. Just a good nerf to Inca overall, I think. But I don't actually like that Jungle Bowman thing, because Jungle Bowmen aren't really that good against heavy infantry. So it was kind of like their thing that while they weren't as good against heavy infantry, they're better against cavalry than other skirmish units. So I'm not actually super happy with that change. But we'll see how that goes. Priestess, hit points reduced to 320 from 360, probably good. Roman Tactics, Age 4, now also improves units in the Imperial Age by an additional 15%, but the aura's radius has been halved to 17. Okay. So you'll get some really good hubs there for Italians then, I think, as well better of their archer dude. I don't actually know what the name... I don't actually know what they're called. Yeah, it's totally out of my mind, but oh well. Lakota, Team Run Distillery, card added, so a little bit better, okay, a little bit better late game coin eco. Japanese 47 Ronin. Master Samurai are now classified as heavy infantry and had their speed reduced to 5.5. Yes, Lion showcased that a bit too much. Lion, you showcased it too much. Yeah, it's a good nerf though. I think it was somewhat hard to get to, but when it happened, it was definitely too OP. Okay, wait. Now, okay, yes, that's fine. I like that change. But now we get to the real issue. Team Odzutsu Mortars. I'm sure I messed it up. Fixed an issue with the card neither affecting damage nor the team as a whole. So did this do nothing? Maybe it did nothing. Also, I just realized the lighting in here is terrible. I don't care. But here's the second thing it does. Now also grants Samurai a hand mortar siege attack only against buildings. Have we not learned from Humbarakis? Developers, what is this? Have we not learned from Humbarakis and Giant Grins? We don't need more fast super siegers. If you don't know, you can get Samurai like 5.325 speed or something. Pretty fast. Faster than almost all infantry. And they already get like 170 siege very late game, I think. This won't affect 1v1s much. I don't think this card will really, because it doesn't really grant them better at fighting in like actual fighting. So yeah, I understand why for 1v1s it won't really be that much a change. But think of for team games, for free-for-alls, for treaties. Like, they are already so good at siege, and now they have, I tested this, it's either 12 or 14 range. I think it's 14. Why? Why? The only thing this does is allow you to lame them. The only thing it does is that. Now in a free-for-all, which maybe we'll have to ban this. We'll see how it goes before the free-for-all tournament. Maybe we'll have to ban this. But what this means is your super, fairly fast, really good siege Samurai will now be able to run and just boom and move. Boom, move, boom. All through your walls. They're now in your eco and you're dead. There better be a really, really strong historical connection here. Maybe I guess I should look up what this is. Let me actually look this up. Let's go copy. And I'm just going to paste it over here on another screen. Okay, I guess, yeah, I guess there was some, maybe, I see a picture here of a man holding one of these Adutsu, or whatever, mortars. So maybe it makes sense for Samurai to have them. I don't care if it fits thematically, though. Like, I do like if it fits thematically. But, why? Just why? Now I... So you're gonna have Japan. They're gonna have whatever 20 samurai while they're fighting you, kind of on the front line. They're gonna move their mobile barracks to the side of their base. And you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna spawn out 30 samurai with grenade launchers, and they're just gonna waltz through your base. Now, as they do that, any that die, their mobile base can retrain. Oh, and you can infinitely ship 6 of them to that mobile base. This was built for laming. This doesn't help 1v1s or anything. It just makes them lame. I don't even know what to do. And you know what? There's some cool things. So in the files, even though it's not implemented in the game, there's a thing that it makes samurai take longer to train, but it gives them like a musket attack. That's actually kind of cool. I'm kind of chill with that. Especially, it depends on how it's balanced. It could be OP, but it also could very easily not be OP. And there is reasons. I'm fairly certain Samurai used guns later in time. But whatever. And it's kind of cool. It's like a unique... It'd be like a unique musketeer that's very hand attack focused. That's fun. Especially if it's weak enough, like I said. But no, let's not do that. Let's give them a grenade launcher attack that will allow them to waltz through your town. Destroy everything. Terrible decision. Why? There better be something else. There better be something to do with this. This is just nuts. Maltese, reduce shipment penalty curve to 1%. Oh, thank you. From 2%. This was so unnecessary. It's okay. I guess there are some complaints about Malta being OP. Maybe they were OP in certain matchups. So what they do, they make the artillery... I don't think they're really OP, but like if the game got late enough, they would always win just because they could grind you down, essentially. And that worked very well against certain matchups, but I don't think their win rate was actually that crazy. But whatever. So basically they had all their military units, all their natural military units, so all their cannons and all their infantry will get 2% HP. Except for fire throwers for some reason. Apparently they don't get it, which doesn't make sense to me. And that was too OP. So they added a 2% penalty curve. And apparently it was still too OP, so they made artillery only get 1% of that boost. So after you send 25 cards, it's 25% HP, which is like fine. But yeah. And then, but also, they made fixed guns not only no longer be affected by that 1 or 2%, but they also nerfed their HP and their range, and they made them 1 less pop, but that doesn't really matter. So they destroyed fixed guns. They're now mostly useless. There's a few times they're useful, but for a lot of matchups, they just don't do anything, except for the one you ship. After that, they're not useful. And yeah, they just destroyed the Civ basically, and there was like a few fun builds, but in my experience, the best you could do is really just pike bow rush. And yeah, that was basically it. There's like, if you really wanted to go like full lame, you could do some fun stuff, but the Civ just felt like bad to play. It did not feel fun to play. But thankfully they have reduced the shipment curve a little bit, or they halved it, so now it's only a 1% penalty, which is a lot better. It's still gonna hurt. And Malta still will be on like the bottom, I believe, of 1v1s, so there's that. This will be a big help to free-for-alls and stuff, though. The 2% especially hurt there. But they did get a new card, new 1 Falconet plus 1 Mortar card added. That's interesting. Mage 3 Mortar, whatever. I'd rather have seen a buff to fix guns. But, oh well. Mexicans, Saltador. Hit points and speed reduced to 110 from 115 and 4. So now Saltadors lose 5 HP and lose 0.25 speed. Range reduced to 18, but the Vigilantes upgrade now adds +2 range, up from +1. So basically just a nerf to Saltadors. They buffed them last patch. Now they're nerfing them again. Now that they don't have this 4.25 speed, they absolutely need to reduce the negative multiplier against skirms for Saltadors. 100% that needs to be removed. Plan of AOE3DE. I messed that up. Fix an issue resulting in revolutionaries not becoming available after returning from a revolt. Okay. Plan of Miramar. Cost reduced to 750 wood and 750 food. I think that's a card that changes all your Saltadors into... no. Maybe it's either the one that gives you the Voltigers or the one that changes all your Saltadors, which I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, into Soldados. I'm not sure. My Revolution Cruise Ob Infantry range reduced to 16 from 18 and cost increased by 5 coin. That's good change. They're a little bit OP. Cult of the Talking Cross corrected. The tooltip pointing out the card improves both hit points and damage of all hero units, not just generals, and improves treasure rewards. Okay. Noj P10. I'm sure I said that wrong. Of course, I'm sure I'm saying a lot of these wrong. Now also send 6 fishing boats. Icon updated. Okay. Kind of a little boost to the priestess. That's whatever. No one used that. Rio Grande Revolution. Guard upgrades remain free, but now take 200% longer to research. Oh, thank you. I cannot tell you how annoying it was to have an 8-minute rush of, or less, I don't even know, it was way too fast, of 16 revolutionaries and 3 field guns and then 4 Colves, age 4 Colves pulling up behind it. It was so frustrating. I hate it so much. Good nerf. Sierra Madre Republic, maximum amount of possible settlers reduced to 24 from 85. That's good. That was way stupid. Texas Army, Texas Revolution fixed an issue with the costs increased by setting it to 500 coin. Also reverted the train time increase. I'm not sure what that refers to, actually. Whatever. AZAP fixed an issue with the siege damage not being reduced to 20. Okay, that's good. Range damage multiplier against light cavalry increased to 3.25 from 3. That's good. Especially because the range decreased to 14. But veteran and guard upgrades now improve range by +2. I think it was 16 before. So they will still outrange musketeers, but they won't be able to hit and run quite as much. So that's a good change. The Imam, age 1 to age 2, age up. Cost increased to 900 food and now provides 200 gold. That's the one that gave you a mosque and 100 gold. Now it gives a mosque and 200 gold, but costs 900 food. Portuguese, Ordnance Rifleman, reverted unintentional improvements to the unit speed and train time. Not sure what that's referring to. Added team run distillery. Okay, now, oh man, my voice is starting to mess up. We get to this point and it starts going. Naval infantry now also classifies other ships. Okay, so that just means when you ship this card that allows Portuguese ships to train units, now culverins will do less damage to them. Good. Russians, 5 Porchucks, age 2, increased to 6 Porchucks. That's good. Swedes March of the Hackapellets. Now also sends 3 Hackapellets. That's a nice little boost. I don't think it'll really be used, but that's a nice little boost. United States Carbine Cavalry range reduced to 12 from 14 age 2, but automatically restored to 14 age 3. That's good. Revolutions Argentina higher Elementi fixed the wrong display. Okay. Canada Native Warrior Conscription card replaced with Team Native Weapon Trade, increasing native build warrior limits. That's good. If you didn't know, if you sent the age 3 card for France or whatever that made your native warriors cheaper, you could then revolt and send this card and get native warriors that cost like 40 resources, some of them, I think. So that was nuts. Now you'll be able to build more, but they won't be super cheap like they were before. They nerfed my Chile eco. German settlements now sends 2 settler wagons down from 3, and settler wagons take 40 seconds to train. Ouch. That hurts. That hurts bad. And Solterra fixed omission of build limits for estates, now 10, and lowered the coin trickle to 0.5. Yeah, that's rough. So now it'll be, after you build 10 estates, you'll have a coin trickle of 5. I guess that's whatever. Grand Columbia, 3 Ironclads cards added. That's bad, because thematically, at least in my research, can't find anywhere that there was any focus on building Ironclads for Grand Columbia. If there is, please correct me. Advanced Arsenal for Indonesia added. And the Infinite Elephants now cost 1 population. That's good. American Allies for Peru fixed an issue with the card not removing the concha. I actually was the one who showed them this, so good that's removed. You could allied with the Caribs and then do the concha, but if you did the concha, you could then go to the Caribs, so it was weird. Manco Inca is no longer classified as hero. Romania, actually this is all from last update, but it shows it here for some reason. United States Bushnells Continental Sappers revert the cost to 500 coin from 800 coin. So this is just decreasing the cost of all the regiments. And then some campaign stuff, but I don't care that much about that. Overall, I'd say good update. Biggest issue I see is Samurai are going to be a terror. But overall, I like the changes, especially the wall nerfs and the Tatar horse archer buffs. So, what do you guys think? Let me know. And yeah, that'll be it for today, and I'll see y'all next time.